And that fight now is slated for April 15th of this year. That's going to be a phenomenal fight. And now, I don't think there's going to be anything to make this fight not happen. We're finally going to get the fight that fans have been clamoring to see. So we can finally shut up all of this noise about whether or not one fighter can beat another. Whether or not who's got a better career, who's greater, who's going to whoop who. We can finally shut up all that noise. This could be a blueprint of what you see from him once he goes to fight Ryan come later this year in April. We could see Gervonta Davis use his explosiveness. Not could see. We will see him use his explosiveness, use his dexterity in terms of being able to throw punches from multiple angles, countering. We're going to see that on display when he faces Ryan Garcia. The one flaw that could potentially happen in this fight, or two, is the fact that Gervonta's got to throw his hands earlier and more often. We know Gervonta Davis has some of the most explosive and fast punches in all the boxing. No doubt about it. And we know he's got that outside of Ryan Garcia. But with that being said, in the Hector Garcia fight, while he was doing everything that you know Gervonta Davis can do, slipping punches, being elusive, being evasive, counter punching, and always picking his shots and always picking the right shots, it's fine. But against somebody like Ryan Garcia, Garcia is going to start out incredibly quick when he goes up against Gervonta Davis. Garcia is going to look to win those early rounds and probably win more. And because of that, the style of downloading your opponent could potentially work against Gervonta because of the fact that once he downloads the opponent and slowly begins to curtail his style in order to take him out, normally that begins at rounds 4 through 6 and gets fully implemented in round 7 and on. But with the pace that I think with the pace that I think that Ryan Garcia is going to fight at, once he fights against Davis, I could see him losing rounds 1 through 4, rounds 1 through 5, and potentially lose round 6 as well. Because of the, again, slowly unfolding the layers of how to get to his opponent. He starts too late, and he gets what happened to Vasily Lomachenko to happen to him when Vasily fought against Teofimo Lopez. He started winding up and fighting round 6 and on. At the halfway point, round 7 and on. But lost the fight because Teofimo had bagged too many rounds in the first half of the fight. He could have that happen to him, taking from Floyd Mayweather. Slowly but surely figuring out, okay, how do I take him out late? That's what he's adept at doing. If he sees a clear-cut opening like in the Rolly Romero fight, okay, he'll take that, no doubt about it. But if he's still in the mindset of let me see what this guy's about, let me develop the game plan fully, and then go out and execute it, he may be down further than he wants to be in the fight. And as well as if he doesn't throw enough. What do you mean doesn't throw enough? Gervonta Davis is one of the heaviest hitters in all of the sport, not just in the division. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. But when I say he doesn't throw enough, I'm talking about when he's inside. He's got the hand speed, especially against somebody like a Ryan Garcia. Even with Ryan Garcia's speed. With the holes that Ryan Garcia has defensively, he should be able to go in and open up with more than just one punch, big shots, big countering blows. I want to see him use his own natural hand speed as well to get more punches off when he's within range. rather than only countering with one shot. That's me. Because the one thing you can say about Ryan Garcia, nobody relatively has had any semblance of speed that can compete with him. Gervonta's the only one in the division that has the explosiveness and natural hand speed to compete with Ryan Garcia. The trick is it only going to be one shot? Or is he going to use volume more than he did in the Hector Garcia fight to potentially overwhelm Garcia on the inside? And catch him with shots that he won't see coming because he won't expect follow-up shots. Because normally fighters don't throw follow-up shots on him. And we know the threat of Ryan Garcia, the fast left hook, one of the fastest left hooks I've seen in boxing history. And just the quick speed all around. It's a legitimate threat. Coupled with the height, coupled with, again, he's got a good jab that I hope he uses a lot more. And he's got power that, combined with that speed, can stun you and can take you out. And he fights big. He does. He fights big and he fights tall. We know Davis isn't scared. And we know he's not scared of Garcia's speed nor his power. Not saying that Garcia doesn't have those things at his disposal. But the mentality of Davis, we know what he brings to the table. With that, take advantage of that fearlessness. And once you understand the game plan, once you understand the holes, don't just throw one or two shots at a time. I would love to see 3 or 4 punch combinations. Not often. I'm not talking about you throw it at the entire fight, because no, you will get countered at that point from Ryan Garcia, because he will use that left hook. He will. Left hook or the straight right hand. He will do that. So I'm not saying go reckless with it, but I'm saying once you have him in a negative position, go and get him. Put your shots together more. That's all. That's all. I want to see it more in this fight, in the Garcia fight, and I want to see it more. I want to see it more once he fights Ryan Garcia. I want to see that because I don't think that Ryan Garcia does well when it comes to a pressure fighter, and especially with somebody that has as high intellect as Gervonta Davis, coupled with the power, coupled with the explosiveness. We saw him get knocked down from an overhand right before because of the fighting up tall posture and a defensive, we'll say, lacklusterness that he has at times when he's trying to evade punches. Specifically fighting tall and leaning back with his chin in the air. Still has that problem to this day. That's something that Gervonta Davis can take advantage of. And he can do that by applying pressure on Ryan Garcia. It's one of the ways that he can win. Will he win? I'm not saying definitively. I think that he should win. I've been saying that I believe that Gervonta Davis is a better fighter, is a better boxer, and will beat Ryan Garcia. I've been saying it, and I'm standing on that. That's my prediction when that fight happens. But I know how he can lose the fight. It could be by knockout, because Garcia is absolutely capable of it. But it also could be because, in the same way that Vasily Lomachenko lost his title to Teofimo Lopez, he doesn't get started early enough. He doesn't implement the working game plan soon enough so that by rounds 11 and 12, when you're either building up or you get the fight tied, and now it's whoever wins these last 2 rounds or the last round, if it gets that far, wins the fight, and you get just overwhelmed because somebody just put on more aggressive pressure. That could have happened to Gervonta Tank Davis because of the style that he fights, dissecting, downloading, and then choosing to go and get him. Ryan Garcia doesn't necessarily break down his opponents. He doesn't break down his opponents in terms of outthinking them and and understanding their game plan and the holes that are at their game plan. He breaks you down with action rather than mentally. He breaks you down physically by throwing punches, by using his speed to make it so that your game plan is just null and void from the jump. He messes up your game plan by showing that your game plan won't work. Gervonta messes up your game plan by understanding the game plan and then piece by piece chopping off pieces of that game plan to make it obsolete. Davis from the jump shows whatever you were trying to do isn't going to work against me. Or excuse me, Garcia from the jump shows that everything that you try to do just won't work on me the entire fight because I'm just that fast and that quick. Negating it from the jump. Not Garcia. Davis will look to dissect the game plan, understand the game plan, and then break it apart piece by piece. That's the difference between Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis. Ryan will outright show you can't compete with my speed and power. Davis will look to see what you're trying to do first, and then piece by piece, element by element, shave off and neglect portions of your game plan. Both are effective, but you can get around Garcia's. But once Tank finds out how to beat you, because it's at a more detailed level, I don't think there's anything you can do outside of looking to adapt a game plan from scratch. And many fighters, while they're good, don't have that ability. They don't. And at this stage, they don't. In this era, they don't. Few boxers have that. And Davis is one of them. Few boxers have the ability to adapt the game plan when necessary. And Davis is one of them. I don't think Ryan Garcia is one of them. I don't. And now you say, well, when he got knocked down in the championship fight, who was it? It was against Campbell, was it? Might have been. But when he got knocked down, and everybody was memeing and saying, oh, shoot, look at it, the king is down or whatever. He adapted by just getting more aggressive. Just upping the tempo. Rather than trying to be a counterpuncher, okay, I'm coming forward. That's how he landed that body shot. And boom, took him out. But it was over. That's how he did that. He just became more aggressive. But that's just switching gears. It's not, well, excuse me. It is a new game plan, yes. But up to now, that's the only gear switch that we've seen from Ryan Garcia. If it's not working, time to get aggressive. Time to just go get him. It's time to just, now I got knocked down or I got clipped. Okay, now I'm going to throw even more punches. Now I'm going to walk him down. We've seen Davis in multiple different ways adapt to multiple different game plans in more than just one way. We've seen him beat people using just the lead left. We've seen him beat people countering with the right hand. We've seen him beat people countering with an uppercut. We've seen him lead people to big shots from either hand. We've seen him be able to fight and control a fight from a distance. All those ways and more, we've seen Gervonta Tank Davis be able to win a fight. Ryan, it's, if I'm not countering you with my speed, then I'm just going to overwhelm you with aggression. Aggression power, speed, and just bully you. That's what it's one of those two. Either I'm looking to counter you and keep you at bay, or I'm coming forward and using my physical gifts just to take you out. That's what Ryan Garcia, those are his two primary forms of attack. They're effective, but I've yet to see him evolve from that and put in more wrinkles to his game. He's still great, don't get it twisted. I'm not disparaging him. Those two tactics work. But against somebody that has such a multifaceted ability to fight, I don't know if it's going to be enough to be able to take out Gervonta Tank Davis. We'll see if it does, but I am thoroughly concerned when they fight for Ryan Garcia. Because if he got put down against Campbell, I believe it was against Campbell, he will get put down against Gervonta Tank Davis. And if that happens, and he switches the gear to say, I'm just becoming more aggressive, well, now you're leading right into Tank's trap. Because now you're just making it easy for the counterpuncher, even with your speed. He'll catch you with a shot that you won't see, and you will definitely be out after that. But again, until that fight happens, it's going to be a great thing to see, and I can't wait for it. And hopefully you can't wait for it too.